is F parentheses x equals a x to the second power plus bx plus c.
Good. So standard form is f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, where a, b, and c are just numbers. All right. Anytime, okay, positive a tells me the graph has an upward shape. Negative a tells me the graph has a shape that's going down. C, every single time, whatever C is, that tells me where the y-intercept is located. Okay, it always works that way. Now, if you want to know the axis of symmetry, all right, when it's in standard form, you can get the axis of symmetry by taking, it's the x value, negative b over 2 times a. All right, that'll give you that every single time. Okay, it's only one number for the axis of symmetry. It's x equals one single number. Okay, here we go. All right, back to this. Standard form. All right, the axis is negative b over 2a. Whatever number you get for the axis, you plug it back in and give you the vertex. Okay, so my vertex is really whatever this is, all right, for my x coordinate. I'll plug it back in to get y. Okay, so what does that look like, Coach? Let's look at number 2. Okay, number 2 on your paper. Let me see what it says. All right, number 2 says negative x squared plus 8x minus 3. Okay, negative x squared plus 8x minus 3. All right. Couple things. Where's the y-intercept on this? Bingo. Negative 3. Okay. Which way does this open? Down. Okay, down. Look at y'all. Y'all are dominating this. All right, so maybe when I eliminate distractions, we can all get great and get better at this. All right. I'm sorry for those of y'all that do what y'all are supposed to do, that want to learn, that we had to listen to that. Okay. But it is what it is. Sometimes you got to hold court. All right, here we go. The next thing, the axis. Axis of symmetry. All right, that's where I go to my formula, negative b over 2a. So I'm going to type negative b, 2 times a. All right, what does that give us? So this is 8 over 2 times negative 1, which, all right, I can write all that out, or I can just kind of go straight to 8 over negative 2. Right? It should be negative 8, excuse me. Negative 8 over negative 2. All right, which gives me a positive 4. So the axis is at x equals 4. All right, x equals 4. Okay, now that I know that, that tells me the first part of the vertex. The first part of the vertex is 4. I got to figure out what that next number is. So all I got to do is plug it back in, guys. That is it. That's the only thing that I got to do. All right. Well, 4 squared, if I think about what 4 squared is, 4 times 4. So negative 16. All right. Plus 8 times 4, what is that? 32. Minus 3. So negative 16 plus 32 gives me a positive 16. Minus 3. And that gives me 13. So 13 is this. Okay?
I got a question.
My axis of symmetry is x equals 4. The vertex is 4, 13. The vertex is always 2 numbers.
I got a question. How do you find the max and the
All right, great question. Okay, how do we find the max and the min? All right. So let's look at our graph. Okay, and I'm going to do a sketch over here.
I thought I was tripping. I said, how you erase max and min?
Nah, you straight. All right. I'm going to do my graph over here. All right, I know a few things. I know the y-intercept is at negative 3. So say negative 3 is down there. Okay, and I just estimate. I don't have to put all the ticks on there. All right, because like 13 ticks would be a lot to put. I just put where they kind of are. All right, x equals 4 is my axis. So I know over here at 4, I'm going to have something going on. All right, that's actually the dotted line that runs through the middle. Okay, and the vertex is at the point 4, 13. So over 4 and up 13, all right, at that point, that's my vertex. There's the vertex. Okay, and this one goes down, we said, right?
Yeah.
It opens down. So it's there going down, there going down. So is that a maximum point or a minimum point?
Max.
A max. So the vertex is a max. Okay, the max is 13. Okay, and again, that's all that is. That's all number 2 and number 3 are. Okay, that's all you have to do for those. Okay, let's look at number 4. Can I go to the next slide? It's going to erase everything. Okay. Number 4, what is vertex form? What is vertex form? So you got a in front, x minus h squared plus k. All right, that is the general rule, the mathematics rule. If you look in any kind of math textbook, that's what they're going to say vertex form is. All right, and it's going to tell you where h comma k is the vertex. Okay, is the vertex point. Now, that kind of confused me when I was y'all's age. All right, that looks like a whole bunch of jargon, whole bunch of foreign language out there for me. All right, maybe it is a foreign language, okay, that we got to learn. But what I did remember, all right, I came up with a pattern. I call it the Beyonce method. All right, and I know that A still tells me if it opens up or down, so that A in front, positive tells me that it opens up. Negative tells me it opens down. Okay, I also have x plus or minus some number, h. All right, if it's plus, you move it to the left. Minus, you move it to the right. Okay, I'm kind of doing some hieroglyphic emoji looking stuff right now. All right. Plus or minus on the outside, a number. If it's plus, you move it up. If it's minus, you move it down. So we can kind of apply any of these rules, all right, any of this to any problem. All right, this is kind of like a good cheat to have. So I might copy that down and so I can use it on the test. Remember, you get one page, open notes, you can use on any test. All right, so y'all can use that. You could use this page that we're doing today. You can use that on the test. All right, anything you want, one page. Okay, so number 5, I say, how does the parabola shift? X plus 2 squared minus 3. All right, so how does that shift? Plus goes left 2, down 3. Okay, down 3. So think about a graph, and that's sometimes what I do when I try to figure out where the vertex is. Even though this question didn't ask you where the vertex is. Okay? I think about where does it shift to help me think about where that vertex is. So if I start from 0, 0 is always my starting point. I go left 2. 1, 2, to the left. Down 3. 1, 2, 3. This point, all right, is the vertex. Okay? That point happens to be negative 2, negative 3. So the vertex on this is the point negative 2, negative 3. All right? You know from the A value, you know because there's nothing in front of the parentheses. All right? You know this one's going up in some form or fashion, right? So look, that's a generic little sketch. All right? This is really not as intense, it's not as difficult as we're making it out to be when we're just listening and learning, right? When I have your full attention. All right, if we look at number 6, how does that one change? Yeah, so this one is x minus 4 squared plus 2. So it goes where? Right 4 and up 2. Yeah, that's all I want you to put. Where's the vertex on this one?
4, 2.
Yeah, 4, 2 is the vertex. Okay, and that's more information than I really wanted on that question. But that's it. Look at number 7. So number 7 says, what is the vertex? All right. So that's left 1, down 5. All right, so think about where it would be. Left 1, down 5.
-1, -5.
Yeah. The vertex is -1, -5. Okay?
You're going to do one of the zeros.
Yes, sir. We'll do one of the zeros. First, can I do number 9 about the axis of symmetry? X minus 2. This is one we haven't really talked about, how to find the axis of symmetry in vertex form. But guys, it's so simple. Because once you find the vertex, you know the axis of symmetry. All right? How does this one move? Think about a sketch in your head. Where does this one go? Right 2, up 5. Okay? And it's a positive, right? So it's going up like that. So where is this axis of symmetry? Where does this graph get cut in half? 2, right? So it gets cut in half at x equals 2. So that's the axis, guys. Bingo, you're done. All right, that one's over with. You got the axis. The next question is number 10. 10 are the zeros. All right.
So I got a question for you, dude.
Okay, what's your question?
Is it positive 3 or positive 5?
Good. The question was, would the positive 3 and the negative 5 change? So the zeros are x equals -3 and x equals positive 5. Okay, so what does that look like on the graph? All right, the graph then at -3, all right, you got a dot. And at positive 5, you got a dot. Okay, so -3 and positive 5. These are what's called the zeros. All right, so there is a way that we could see what's in the middle. You know this one's going up because it's a positive. There's a positive A value out front. All right, so what is in the middle between 3 and 5? So let's think about it. I just count out 1 mark each. All right, look, 1 is in the middle. So you know your axis of symmetry is at x equals 1. Okay, so you know way down here it kind of goes like that. All right, the axis of symmetry is at 1. And so look, guys, it's the same thing over and over and over again. If I wanted to know the vertex on this type of problem, what could I do with that 1? Couldn't I plug it in? All right, you got 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 happens to be 4 times 1 minus 5. That's -4. 4 times -4 gives me. So that vertex is down at -16. All right. So literally the whole thing is all interconnected. It's all married together. All right. It all works together for good.
So far, what is it? You just lost it.
All right. 12 and 14.
And I think I can do.
All right. What's up? Hit me with it.
You said that's on Twitter. You said what are the zeros? You're supposed to turn your negatives into positives, right? So
Okay.
you turn -3 into +3 and 15 into a +15.
All right. We're close. We said we got to turn the negatives into positives. But we only do that when they're in parentheses. Right? So that's usually the pattern. So right now, this is in standard form. Right? It's in your standard form like we started with at the very beginning. We want to get it in the zeros form, which is what's called factored form. I hadn't really explained that to y'all a whole lot. But we want to get it in this form. So I want to factor it. So what numbers can I put in here that multiply to give me negative 15?
5.
All right. So
But it gotta be, hold on.
negative 3, positive 5.
Yeah, this one's a tricky one. I haven't seen one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I could also do positive 5 or negative 5 and positive 3. All right. And this is actually a mistake on my part. All right. I did this
No, it's tricky.
late last night. Yeah. So this should have been a
So 15.
2 in the middle right here. All right. That should have been a negative 2. So that's my fault. I will take that. I own it. Coach screwed up because he was trying to do this too quick. Last night while my wife was watching The Bachelor. All right.
What's that?
You don't want to watch it. It's a terrible show. Okay. So which one? Look, out of these two, 5 times 3. Out of which two, if I add them, would I get negative 2?
The bottom.
Negative 5 plus 3 also gives me negative 2. All right, and that gives me negative 15 when I multiply. So it's kind of got a dual relationship. One, you multiply to get the last number, but they also have to add to give you the middle number. Okay, that's what's called factoring. That's something y'all learned way back in 9th grade. So one of them is x minus 5. One of them is x plus 3. Okay, so that tells me, now that I got it like this, that's simple. If I just gave you that, couldn't y'all tell me the zeros?
Yeah.
Negative 3.
Bingo. All right. So the zeros are at, excuse me, not in parentheses. The zeros are at x equals positive 5 and negative 3. Okay.
So you just switch over the signs, right?
Absolutely. Once you get it in the parentheses form, you can just switch those signs, and it's simple. And that tells me on the graph, again, positive 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. That's one of the zeros. Negative 3, 1, 2, 3. That's one of the zeros. Okay, and it's kind of just like the one we just did, right? It's the same exact thing. So I can find the axis of symmetry. We know it's at 1. It's right in the middle. And I can plug that in and get the vertex. Okay? Y'all good?
Yes.
Okay, y'all think y'all can answer the other two?